Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly, presented by Excel Boats, along with the Dr. Tim Lang. I'm Lyle Stokes, and welcome to the show. Cindy is here to spin the rig wrap prize wheel. Forgot about that. Glad to see everybody in here tonight. Looks like we got a big crowd, Doc. Yep, they sure are. I have shut this thing off. I hope I've got it shut off. There's just enough delay with this program that it makes things a little bit tough. But we're figuring it out. I gotta get it back up. We got a warm one in southwest Missouri today, Doc. I'll bet. I mean, we're mid 90s and lots of humidity. Just pretty tough day today. But Doc, I got a story to tell you. We've had so much stuff going on today. I didn't get to tell you. Hang on just one second. Yesterday, Cindy come out here and we was working on getting stuff ready for the show. And she was standing here. Okay, Trey said, can't hear Doc. Not sure what's up with that.
Can't see or hear Doc.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear Doc.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I'm hearing you. And oh, Cindy must got her volume on. I'm hearing too many things going on. But anyhow, Cindy come out here yesterday and we was messing around getting things ready to work, getting ready to work on this program deal, and she commenced yelling and screaming and carrying on, and I'm trying to figure out what was going on. I had no idea what she was hollering about. She run through the door and was standing on the other side of the door, and she's a hollering and hollering and hollering. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And underneath garage doors, usually there's a little crack or an end in the door where there is a little hole or something. And a snake had come through, and she went off. And I did not know what she was talking about, what was going on. She's trying to holler at me through the door, and we ended up taking everything out of the whole shop and taking it outside, taking everything off of all the shelves in here and hauling them out. Never did find a snake. Don't know if it made it through the opening that goes underneath the house or whether it made it back out the door. Don't have any idea where that snake went, but we're still putting stuff away, to be quite honest. It's been quite an episode, actually.
So it could still be there with you.
If you see me jump up and take off running, or you hear Cindy, I'm pretty sure that you'll know that thing has arrived.
Don't say that.
It'll be like the ducks down in Memphis last year with me.
That's right. You and them ducks didn't get along too well. I thought it was entertaining, but a snake is different than a duck. I can kind of handle the ducks.
He sent them to you 30 minutes ago. He sent them to you 30 minutes ago.
Well, I didn't mind the ducks, other than they kept nipping at my ankles. and normally a duck doesn't do that.
Right, exactly.
I don't know if maybe I had some type of sock that they really liked real well. I don't know.
I don't either, and I'll never forget it. It was quite funny. But I had
all three of them under my chair.
You know what, Doc? Every time we go to Memphis, it is a adventure. Whether we have Bill Dance in the show with us, or George, or any of those guys, or whatever's going on, it's always a big adventure down there. And I don't look for it to be any different this time when we get there. And Doc, we're not very far away now.
No, we aren't. In fact, let me see if I can find it on the phone here. Having trouble with my eyes. Feel like they're on fire.
Oh no.
33 days, 50 minutes, and 26 seconds.
We're getting closer all the time.
I'll be right back. I gotta go get a handkerchief.
Okay, we got a bunch of things going to happen when we get at Memphis this year. They got a bunch of stuff. If you guys are not signed up for the MRM tournament, be sure to get a hold of George and those guys and get signed up. It's going to be a huge event. They got added money by the tons coming in for these the week before big fish prizes, and then of course Mississippi River Monsters itself will be on Saturday. It's going to be a great event. We're going to have a lot of fun down there, and really looking forward to getting down there. It should be a blast. It always is. And of course we'll be doing a live show down there. Not sure where it's going to be yet, but we'll make it happen. And last year we did it on the Cabela's stage, but this year it'll be somewhere. We've always done them before. Last year we always did them in the Pyramid, but it's so hard to get quality audio out of there because there's so much noise down there, Doc, and a lot of people don't understand that. But it's, you know, that's a big place and it's got a lot of stuff going on, so it's hard to stop everything. And then when the ducks come up, they're pecking at your legs, and that just helps things along. You know, we might be able to, if it depends on when they get the stage set up, we might be able to do a show there on the stage in front of the Pyramid, which would be great too.
Yes.
But we'll have to get that worked out, and but you know, we're going to be there and we're going to make things happen, and it's going to be a blast. What's that?
Landon's Fishing Adventures. Yes, I will be at the Alton Classic.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Doc?
Well, it's going to be held in Alton, Illinois. I'm not sure what date that is.
I don't have it available to me right at the moment. I don't know what the date is at the Alton Classic. Do you know what?
Hang on a minute.
Week before Memphis,
It's a week before you go to Memphis, Cindy said.
I think. I'll look and see.
Is that on the 5th of October?
The 5th? That can't be right.
Before I go to Memphis? The week before Memphis?
That's what Cindy said.
I'm looking.
I don't remember when it is.
September 14th.
September 14th.
That's a week before.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
September 14th. You know, Doc, every week we tell everybody that we're happy to announce their tournaments or events that they're having throughout the United States, or the results that haven't been in tournaments. We got one this week, and I'm kind of happy about this. That was Sioux City, Nebraska. They held the Big Chief event over there, and first place went to Daryl Carter. He won $1,507, and that's a pretty good payout over there. I believe they was on the Missouri River, and the first place Calcutta money, which why they divide that up into 4 payouts is beyond me. I've never seen Calcutta's done that way till they come into the catfishing world. But anyhow, Mikey Brandon won $749. Denny Iberg and Sonny Parker got second place. They won $1,152, and the second place Calcutta money was $535. Third place went to Jack Schoonhair and Austin. They won $797. The Calcutta money on them was $321, won by Leonard Hickey. Fourth place was $457. Tyler Rustle and Austin. The Calcutta money was $107. Like I say, I've never seen that until it comes to Catfish World. That's not how Calcutta is supposed to be. First place Big Fish went to Denny and Sonny, $410, and second place Big Fish was $175. Zach and Austin. So congratulations to all you guys. That's a pretty good deal, Doc. I say that's not how you're supposed to do it. I don't know why you divide a Calcutta up into 4 places. It's supposed to be for the guy that wins the tournament, and whoever buys them would get that money. So instead of having 4 places paid out, somebody would have made probably $2,000 or $3,000 instead of divided up into 4 places. Never seen or heard of Calcutta's ever done that way, except they started doing it here in the catfishing world. Nobody else does it that way that I'm aware of. It's kind of strange, but you know, that's how they want to do it. It's okay with me.
Yeah. So I fished the Twisted Cats tournament with Jason and Vicky, um, and we did okay. We were in the middle of the pack. We couldn't find the big fish. We had caught the big fish the day before. Jason had a 57. I had a 40. That would have been really nice to have during the tournament. But we had a good time. He had some problems with his electronics. We don't know what happened. We lost the eyes to the bottom and had to go old school, and ended up bringing 58 pounds to the scales, which not bad considering we didn't have any eyes.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's tough to do. You got your Palmetto Cat shirt on. We got a couple of them in the mail today. Should have been. Didn't have time to get switched out, but we'll be wearing those really soon. Thank you so much for the shirts. They're awesome. We appreciate that. Doc, one of the things, you was down there fishing with Jason and Vicky. You got to tell us how much fun that is to fish with Jason and Vicky.
Oh, we have a blast. One of the highlights where we were working a dike and we were back bouncing, and I had just made mention. I said, "Is that the dike?" The dikes are all underwater, and me being old school, a lot of times I'm looking up and I can see a change in the water. And I just looked at Jason and I said, "Is that the dike right there?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Man, I can feel my weight on that." And then, I picked it up and I didn't feel anything. And I said, "Oh man, I must be hung." So I reeled down to try to get it out of the rocks. Well, what had happened was that 40-pounder had picked it up as I went to lay it down, and he moved off with it. Well, I didn't know he moved off. I pulled back up on the rod thinking that I'm hung in the rocks, and then the rod went down. So that was we laughed about that for the longest time, because Vicky seen the rod go down. I said, "Hey, that's not a rock. That's a fish on there." But it was quite comical.
Yep, that's awesome, man. They're great to fish with. There's no finer people in the world than Jason and Vicky. I just think the world of them, and they're just, whether you're fishing or whether you're standing on the bank visiting or at a motel or something, they're just the best to hang out with there is, and we enjoy them so much.
Yeah, Kurt and Richard were there, and then Kurt was there. So you can just imagine what the breakfast and supper.
Oh man, Kurt and Richard, man, again, two of the finest people in our sport. There's nobody that loves to have any more fun than Richard, and he's a Cubs fan. You got to give it to him, man. To be have that kind of good naturedness about him and be a Cubs fan at the same time. What a guy! Just super nice people.
And I love to hear Kurt talk about him being a barge captain, and he knows it's like every square inch of the river.
Oh yeah,
through there. So it's really amazing listening to him talk about, how far you can go, and how far it is from this ramp to that ramp. And I mean, it pops right out of his head. He doesn't even have to think about me. I got to pick up the phone and start looking at things, and I think he's what did he tell us last year? He'd been a barge captain for 34 years or something
it's
like that.
It's a long time, yeah, long time.
But, he just, it was quite, I had quite a time. I enjoyed it.
Man, I'll bet you did. You know what time it is, don't you, Doc?
Yes, sir. It is time to spin the wheel.
It is. Give me a number, my man.
Number 4.
1. Surprised me. 2. 3, 4, and the winner is Eric Jackson. Eric Jackson. I don't know if we have the prize wheel in the view or not, where we can see.
You got to switch it.
Well,
are you willing to take the chance?
Well, I can take the chance. The issue is I've got 4 or 5 things opened up here, and I can't find where to switch it right at the moment. But there it is. Let's try that. See if that does it. Nope, wrong one. How about that? There we go. Oh, and they hit one of our new sponsors to the Rig Wrap Prize Wheel, Doc. PK Catmasters. So, they've come on the wheel for the first time tonight and got hit on the first spin. What's the odds? Eric Jackson, if you will contact the good folks at Possum Kingdom Catmasters and tell them you was a winner on the Rig Wrap Prize Wheel game on Catfish Weekly. I believe if you will email Jennifer at pkcatmasters.com, she will hook you up. If there's any questions about that, just message me after the show and I will get you hooked up with those guys. We're very proud to have them on as a new sponsor to the Rig Wrap Prize Wheel. Those are some awesome guys. They're going to have a couple of big, great, outstanding tournaments coming up. Doc and I will be at both events. We're really going to have a good time down there. And those guys have really got it going on with what they're working on for future events coming to the catfish world. So thank you guys for joining, and thanks for being a part of our prize wheel, and enjoy your gift. Pretty sweet, Doc. We have we have another new person on the prize wheel, and that is All American Catfishing. Tim Berger has joined the prize wheel, and if someone hits him, you'll get a great prize from Tim and All American Catfish. We have some guys that are leaving the prize wheel. We got some new ones coming in. It's going to be fun for everybody. You're going to get all kinds of stuff, anywhere from rig wraps from Glenn when you hit him, to shirts and different things and hats and stuff from different vendors. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, we got Dale's Tackle, and who else we got on there? Chubby Cat Outdoors, Easy Sinker Slides from Glenn, Demon Dragons, Offshore Tackle. Hooker's Terminal Tackle's on there twice. You got 2 shots of winning from him. Catfish Clothing, Structure Snakes, River Rat Reel Repair, of course Rig Wrap, and Whisper Sticks LED lights. Tim and Lena, they do a great job with their products. So if you guys happen to think about it when you're needing some of the stuff, please contact the sponsors that help us with the show and tell them that you've seen their banners on the Catfish Weekly. We'd sure appreciate it. Lets them know that what they're doing for us makes a difference in how you select your products. So you guys caught some great fish on the Mississippi River. I know you love Mississippi.
Oh yeah, I had a good time. Made some good memories. The weather was hot, but it was gorgeous. And I like kicking current, and I mean it was 3 mile an hour current coming down through there.
It's not too bad. I figured it'd be a lot worse.
No, it wasn't bad at all. You know, Jason's got that new Pro Cat, and it handles that water real well. So it was kind of nice being back in a Pro Cat after I got rid of mine, and I've got this little boat now that I'm going to be working out of. But and it's always a pleasure being with Vicky and Jason.
Oh yeah. So
and Jason's lost like. For those of you that have not seen Jason, I mean, that guy has lost like 110 pounds.
Isn't it amazing? He looks great, doesn't he?
Yeah, big and sexy, and that's all he talks about. You know, so I'm always razzing him about it, but he is really looking good.
Well,
I mean, he's a big man to begin with, but he's a thinner big man now.
Well, that's good. You know, Jason, as long as I've known him, and I've known him for years, has always been a really, really big guy. And I'm sure losing that weight makes him feel better. Yeah, when he told me, the last time I talked to him on the phone, and for you guys that don't understand why I keep adjusting these things, I have no way of turning the volume down, and Doc is like blasting me out. So I keep moving them back further on my head so I don't get so much of him, because it is killing me. But that's what's going on with that. But Jason's always been a great big guy, and he's just a super nice guy. So I'm really proud of him losing that kind of weight. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's doing really good.
Okay.
So
Tell them how to to sign up for the Rig Wrap Wheel.
Tell them how to sign up for the Rig Wrap Prize Wheel. The way you do that is each and every week you go to catfishweekly.com and there will be a screen, a pop-up while you're on there, and it'll tell you how to register. And you just follow the directions, and then you go on to a list, and every week we pull that list off and we go to random.com and load it up there. And when we spin, once your name has been pulled out of the generator, we spin the prize wheel, and whatever it lands on is what you win. It's very simple.
Mr. Gadget says, "Speak up, Doc. Let her rip."
Oh, boy. I'm telling you, a while ago, I had been watching, actually listening while I was trying to set some stuff up to Dieter Melhorn had a podcast come out this morning, and I was trying to listen to that. It was a little bit quiet for the stuff that I had been listening to, so I cranked the volume way up, and we was having issues with my microphone and being able to hear Doc. And when he come on there, it just like to tore me up. I had to pull him off. I couldn't stand it. He was so loud, and we couldn't find the adjustment before the show to turn him down on my end, and we wanted to make sure everybody else could hear him. So I said, well, I'll just keep moving it around until I get a spot where I can live with it. And I got him about halfway on the lobe of my ear to where he's not just blasting me out, but it must be working all right for you guys, because I don't see anybody saying anything about not being able to hear him or too loud or anything. You did, Dieter. Shout out. Dieter Melhorn puts videos out twice a week. I know a lot of people watch Dieter, but if you haven't seen Dieter's stuff, take a look at him, and his podcasts that he puts up are very, very well done. And they're not like, when we get done, we load our shows up to a podcast so guys can listen to it while they're driving trucks or driving down the road or whatever. But Dieter has separate content on his podcast, and he covers a variety of great subjects. So if you get a chance, if you don't want to watch his videos, listen to his podcast. I recommend trying to take a look at both of them. But he has got some really good podcasts out there that cover a variety of different subjects. Some of them are conservation minded, some of them are fishing, some of them are all kinds of stuff. And today's, I'm not going to tell you what it is, to go over and take a look at it. I enjoyed it very much, and he's doing great things for the sport. So it was awesome. Size Matters Catfishing's in here. Got a new video out the other day. I watched that one. Kentucky Catman had a video out, and I watched it. So you guys just think all we do is sit here and talk. Doc and I watch videos all the time.
I don't watch videos. I fish.
You fish? Well, I watch videos because
I haven't been watching any videos. I've been fishing.
Oh man!
In fact, well, and here's what happened. I left on Thursday night and drove to Cape Girardeau. I got there at 4 a.m. in the morning, met up with Jason for breakfast, and then we hit the river. We fished all day long. I was up for like 34 hours straight.
Oh, man.
And then we pre-fished on, let's see. Well, we pre-fished on Friday, and then we got up, fished a tournament on Saturday. I came home. I drove all the way home, got home about 1:30 in the morning on Sunday, and then was back up. And I went with my kids and my grandkids, and we went kayaking on the Mad River, which is a trout stream. So you get in that water and it's cold. It will wake you up. I don't care how long you've been up. That water is chilly. It's in the mid 60s in that stream the whole time. So we went kayaking, and then when we got done with that, then we had supper at my daughter's house, and Sunday was the 1-year anniversary that I lost Lynn. So we set up some of those Chinese wishing balloons to honor her, and So today, all I've been doing today is just I've been catching up on
Or given to Fisher
everything.
that they've collected,
Awesome.
donated.
Hang on just one second. I cannot do that when he's on here. Okay. Cindy has something here for me to read. It's from Brittany Collins, and from those of you who don't know, we lost Matt Hardesty to a boating accident last week. It's been heavily publicized on the internet, but we're all going to miss him. But I've got to have this where I can. I need from the start. Cindy, do you think you could say something about this? They have already received, I believe, over a couple of thousand from this. Mindy Hall, that helps run Fishing for Freedom, said after the fact she got an email from one of their boaters, and this event helped save their life. Brittany Collins is with Matt Hardesty, and it's an honor. And then it's a link. It's a post that Brittany made on Facebook about her and Matt. If you get a chance, take a look at that. Matt and Brittany went to Fishing for Freedom in Quincy. It was a big part of last year's event. Super nice people. We're going to miss Matt terribly in the catfishing world. So everybody keep Brittany in your thoughts and prayers. I know that she could use them. We was scheduled to do a show yesterday afternoon about hummingbird electronics with Journey Chow, and I could not get this program figured out enough to get him on there. So we are going to do that program that show as soon as we get everything figured out. And Journey is going to come on with me. It'll probably be on a Sunday afternoon because of his work schedule. We're going to talk about hummingbird electronics. If you guys will have any questions about them, get them ready, because he's the guy that can answer them. I've not seen anybody or know anybody that's any more up to speed on hummingbirds electronics than Journey is, and he's a super nice guy. We're going to make this happen, and this show will be dedicated to Matt Hardesty. Matt and Journey become really good friends because Journey helped Matt get his electronics set up and working like he was supposed to be, and Journey contacted me and wanted to know if that was okay, and absolutely it is. We can't wait to do it. Brittany, you're so welcome, and from the world of catfishing, not just Catfish Weekly, but if there's anything we can do for you guys, please let us know. We do have you in our thoughts and prayers. We appreciate you watching Catfish Weekly, and we're all going to miss Matt, and like I say, if there's anything that we can do for you, we'd surely appreciate it. It's a sad event, and I that's about all I have for that. Thank you, Roger. I know that Brittany will appreciate that. That's awesome. But great guy. We're going to miss him terribly. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm so glad Brittany's watching the show tonight. She's such a great lady.
Don't forget to put the link that they can see.
Yes, Brittany, if you would post the link in the comments in the chat so people can go ahead and watch that. I enjoyed it so much. You've done a great job with that, and I think everyone else, especially those that know you and knew Matt, will enjoy looking that over. It was really well done. Thank you, Bill. I know she'll appreciate that. John. Jeremy Cottingham says PD River tournament there. I'm supposing that is either in Virginia or West Virginia on August 30th. I know he fishes that river a lot. Yeah, well, Jeremy, yeah does not mean it's in Virginia or West Virginia. I think Virginia, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. I've not ever been out there. But so you guys all was out kayaking. Doc, I thought we decided that we wasn't going to ice fish or kayak fish, but I knew that you had a kayak, so I knew you was going to get in that thing at some time.
Yeah, but you do any ice fishing. I can guarantee you that ain't going to. My kayak I got training wheels on my kayak.
What?
Yeah, because I've got I can't. I get in the kayak and then I get to rolling on the thing and then it just rolls over. So I put outriggers on it, and so now it doesn't go anywhere. I could probably stand up in this thing and it will not roll over.
Well, that would help getting me in one, but I'm probably still not going to do it. But regardless, Jeremy says sign up as a 74 landing, can be trailered to below dam or dairy barn. Weigh in at 74 Saturday by 8 a.m. Must be a night tournament. So there you guys go. If you're over in that area, jump in and get some of it. And he has posted his phone number, or a phone number where you get a hold of people if you want to fish that tournament. No, it doesn't matter about that, James. I'm not getting one. Canoes, I don't do canoes either. Nothing like that. It's North Carolina.
Yeah, and here in a couple weeks, actually it's the September, man, I wish I would have already had this taken care of. September 7th and 8th is the Rising Sun tournament.
It's coming right up. It sure is.
In Rising Sun, Indiana. So
that's been a long-running event with a big payout. Been going on for a long time. That's pretty good money.
Yeah, so
pretty good money. I don't know how many watched the Possum Kingdom boys the other night when they was live, but they are putting a new one on the books coming up. Be sure to stay tuned for that. It's going to be a huge payout. These guys really got it going on. They got so much stuff that they're working on. I don't know how they keep up with it, Doc.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy, man. And we'll be going to Possum Kingdom in Texas later this year. And then after the first year, we're going to be going to their tournament on Texoma. I'm really excited about that. I don't know how many boats they had. The last time I knew, they was over 150. And they're going to cap it at 300. So if you're interested in fishing that tournament on Texoma, I wouldn't wait too long to get in, because when that last 100 or so or less get involved, it'll fill up pretty quick, I think. There's Journey. How you doing, Journey?
Time to spin.
Oh, it is time to spin, Doc.
Last time.
Oh, we're late.
We are late.
These guys are not keeping on us.
That's 2 weeks in a row they've kind of let us slide.
Yeah.
Cindy,
2.
number 2, she says. 1, 2, and the winner is Trey Cunningham. Trey Cunningham. Good guy right there, folks. Get this back up, and it's got to get done where I can have 2 screens. I can't do all this with just one anymore. There we go. You spun her that time. Yep, Structure Snakes. Trey, if you'll contact Rusty Jackson with Structure Snakes, tell him you was a winner on Catfish Weekly's Rig Wrap Prize Wheel game. He will hook you up with some Structure Snakes. You're going to love them. We use them all the time. They're great for drifting. If you're in rough stuff where you're over a lot of structure, they rarely get hung up. I know the Doc has had them hung up. I've yet to hang one up where I didn't get it back, but I know it's coming, because anything you drag around on the bottom of a river or a lake, eventually you're going to lose one. I've just been very fortunate so far, and I still have all of my original Structure Snakes that we got from Rusty, and I use them every time we go to the lake. So,
well, you see what I dragged through. I dragged through standing timber.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know, a good time to drag through standing timber, Doc, is during a spawn.
Yeah.
They love to spawn up in standing timber. I don't know if they get in the bottoms of the trees or the root balls or whatever it is, but if you can aggravate them enough, you can get them to go sometimes in that standing timber, especially during the spawn part of the year.
Well, another good time is when the crappie are starting to spawn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they like to eat the crappie. They like to go after the eggs, too.
Yep.
So.
They sure do. They'll eat, and they love crappie anyhow, and them eggs is just, you know, I'm sure to a channel cat or a blue or a flathead, that's just like
That's catfish candy to a flathead.
absolutely, absolutely. Now I have also caught them up in the shallows when bluegill was spawning.
Yeah.
Flatheads love them bluegills when they're spawning because they're easy to pick off at them nests because they set up them little divots all over the place wherever they're spawning. They spawn in clusters, so you can go in there and get several of them at once. That there's some truth to that, Junior. There is some truth to that. But look out, it's fixing to take place here really quick. Really quick. All right. Cliff Miller says he likes crappie too. I'm sure he does. He was fishing the other night, messaged me, said they just come in. Okay, Sonny, I'll see if I can get a hold of him this week. Okay, you see anything in the chat that I missed, Doc?
Yeah, Camo Amateur Catfish Anglers. Mississippi Catfish Trail is having a makeup tournament at Hill House Landing, DeSoto Lake, Mississippi.
All right. August 31st. Move to the left just a little. I'm trying to... This chair's got wheels on it, rolls around on me. Sorry, guys. When I turned around, it probably moved the chair. I guess
yeah, and just to let everybody know, we're running a new program because Google got rid of the one that we were running before. And that's why you see the green screens behind us.
Well, we worked on this for 5 hours, and we had the new images in the background today, and everything was working, and something come up, and we couldn't get it finished, so we had to go back to what we done last week to get it going. But it's going to be special when we get it done. You all like it, I'm quite sure. I know I do. It's just it just takes a lot of practice using it and figuring everything out, because it's just that much different. The Hangouts program that we use, they've discontinued on YouTube, and it was, we had it down to a fine art.
That was a good program.
It really was. And you know,
glitches.
You know the reason they quit that, Doc? Because it'd been 10 years since they allowed that to be used, and they thought it was time to upgrade. Nothing wrong with it. They just thought it was time to upgrade.
What did they upgrade to?
Well, they didn't upgrade to anything. They're making you buy programs now that's capable of doing it, because I tried two or three of the free ones, and I couldn't make them work. So this is going to be a lot better deal in the long run. But you know, it is what it is. You're either going to do them or you're not. But we use Google Hangouts to access our YouTube channel to do live shows for over 5 years with really very little problems. There was a time or two we had a couple of issues, but most of the time it wasn't due to that program. It was due to thunderstorms and different things that happened that was beyond our control. But this new one, it is extremely sensitive on how you do things, and I'm not really up to speed with a lot of that stuff, but when we get it all finalized, it'll be very nice. And I don't know how many of you remember the swimming catfish that we had in the background. We're going to be able to use that if we want to, and again, we'll be looking at pictures from some of the viewers and seeing if we can use those, some of them as background. So anytime any of you guys get any really good shots of yourself or your kids, family members, tournament weigh-ins, anything that you think will make a quality photo for a background, we would be interested in using that. Just remember that if you use a phone, hold it linked sideways. Hold your phone to take all videos and pictures like this. Do not do them like that. You can't expand those. You can't enlarge them without distorting them so bad. It makes terrible videos. It makes even worse images for pictures. So be sure to take them like that, and if you get any, we'll be happy to use them. Sonny Parker says Cat Chasers has a tournament at Burwell, Nebraska on Calamus Lake. $5,000 guaranteed first place. Captain meeting Friday night, and tournament is Saturday and Sunday. Must be a night tournament. I won't be going to that.
Wow.
So
I'm headed. I like. Yeah. Where are you fishing at next, Doc? Maurice, I am headed tomorrow for Kentucky Lake, where I will be fishing Paducah, the King Cat tournament with Ken Lewis.
Ken Lewis, a great guy. You guys known each other a long time, too.
Long time, yeah. He was the tournament director for Duracats for a bunch of years. That was a spinoff after A-Cats, and there was a bunch of other. They had all kinds of different names for them, and Kenny ended up with Duracats.
I remember when Duracats was quite a big deal. I remember when A-Cats was quite a big deal. But they're all gone now, I believe. It's kind of like U.S. Cats. At one time, that was one of the biggest catfishing events in the country, and they had mega turnout for their events. There was big numbers, big tournaments and stuff. They didn't have quite the payouts we're having now, but they had lots of people show up to them, and you just don't have some of the bigger tournaments right now, they're not getting the turnouts that they should or even did not that very long ago.
Well, here's some old school stuff. Lynn and I started fishing the U.S. Cats tournaments in the early 90s. Entry fee was $50.
Yep.
And they averaged 80 boats a tournament.
Yep.
So there was a lot of boats, and I mean, I was fishing against some of the best. James Patterson, those guys, and Harold Dodd.
Yep.
They were partnered up a lot, and and even at the same time, Dale Kearns, Greg Edwards were right in that mix. So a lot of guys that are still. Some of the guys are fishing tournaments, some of them aren't.
I don't think Dale Kearns is ever going to quit fishing tournaments, and I hope he don't. Dale's one of the nicest guys. He is an outstanding cat fisherman, and believe me, Doc, he wins his share.
Oh, yeah.
Great guy to visit with. I enjoy visiting with Dale every time I see him, which is not often enough because our paths don't cross that many times in a season, but super nice guy, extremely knowledgeable.
Yeah, and, I've fished against him for probably 25 years, and I only know of 2 times where I beat him.
Really?
Out of all this time.
He's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, the one time was on his own home waters that I beat him on. Boy, he was. I think he was more livid about that I beat him on his home waters. So, but I mean, if you can beat Dale Kearns, you're doing
good. You betcha. Thank you so much for the donation, Team Camo Amateur Catfish Anglers.
Thank you.
Appreciate that so much. We really do.
Oh, it's that time.
Hang on, I've lost my stuff here. I don't know what happened to it. There we go. It is time.
Time to spin.
All right, Doc. I need another number.
Number 1.
Number 1. And the winner is Michael Malott, M-A-L-O-T-T. Get back over here. Look at bearings left in that thing before the night's over. Dale's Tackle. Michael, if you'll contact Dale at Dale's Tackle, tell him you was a prize winner on the Catfish Weekly show, spinning the rig wrap prize wheel. He'll hook you up with some great products out of his wide selection of stuff he keeps in his online store. Dale's a great guy to do business with. He's got everything that you're ever going to need in the catfish industry. Give him a shout. Tell him you was a winner. He will fix you up. Thanks for watching Catfish Weekly. And Dale, thank you so much for being a sponsor on the Rig Wrap Prize Wheel. Let me move Doc back over there a little bit. Whoop, I forgot to change screens. There,
Boom.
there you are.
I'm back.
It's not hard. It's just
You gotta learn to
remember. Yeah, we got to remember to do everything.
do it. Yeah, the other program was triggered on voice.
That's right. And this one
Whereas
is
this
not.
one isn't. Yeah.
Nope, it's not voice activated, and it has a capability where we can do a whole bunch of people in little squares and put them anywhere on the screen that you want to. We will have a screen for Cindy with her own video camera and microphone. We will have one for Doc and one for me and one for the guests. We'll have them where Doc and I are on together like we are now, or Doc and Cindy and I all at the same time, or Doc and the guest, or me and the guest. I mean, there's just endless possibilities to what we can't do. It is basically like a
I can have my buddies.
you can, yeah.
These guys hang on my boat, just in case anybody wonders.
They hung on
I've
the
got
wall.
Buzz and Woody that hang on my boat. So as I'm going down the road, they're sitting there swinging. He's hanging on to Woody. So
That's awesome, man.
big Toy Story thing.
I thought I seen them hanging on your wall last week.
Yeah, they were above me. I took them down to put the green screen up, and but I'm getting ready to put them on the new boat. So I'm taking the new boat next week and getting the custom-made Bimmy top put on it.
Cool.
So I'm kind of holding off going out and fishing with it until I get my trolling motor here. It just kind of, without a trolling motor there, I just don't feel comfortable taking it out.
You just don't want to drop that anchor and have to pull it back up.
Well, that's true.
I understand completely,
It's been
man.
4 years since I dropped an anchor, so
Man, I'm telling you, these dudes, that Rodan works really well. The Tarova that we have works extremely well. If it's not a terribly windy day, or if there's current, or if you have a drift sock out the back, them things will lock you in. You don't sway back and forth. I mean, and you don't have to pull that anchor rope. And there's nothing in the world I enjoy more than not having to pull an anchor.
John Patrick, no, that came from Willie and Stacy Smith. That's where the Toy Story things came from, because I had talked to them about, one of the things I wanted to hang on my boat was Buzz Lightyear and Woody. And so when I got home from spending a week with them, that was in the mail for me. So,
Doc, I think Cliff Miller wants to know if your boat is a deep V.
no, it's semi. If it was a deep V, I'd probably go swimming.
Why?
But, because some of the deep V's that are like that, the smaller ones have a tendency to rocking, and I'm not real light on my feet. So when it goes to rocking, I go to splashing.
Well, you was pretty easy going across the back of that big boat when that rod got jerked out of your hand that day.
Oh yeah, but that boat wasn't moving, man.
No, it wasn't.
I was moving. I was moving.
Yes, you was.
Off the back of that boat. I thought I was going to lose that brand new Black Horse.
There's got to be a reason why we never get the good stuff like that on video, Doc.
I know.
You know what I mean? Look at all the stuff that's happened over the years, like Cindy catching that fish and Bill pulling up beside us, and all them guys, John Warden and Bill Dance and Jeff Dodd pulled up beside us while she's reeling that fish in, and Jeff and them all.
They want to know what was going on.
Yeah, they was mad because I wouldn't take the boat back to her. Little did they know that she caught it right underneath the damn boat. I mean, stuff like that. We should have had video of that. That made some great stuff to watch and just shared with everybody, but it just wasn't happening at those times. But we had some wonderful times in that boat. Have to
Yes,
check.
we did. We've had some good times on the water.
Oh yeah.
Some of the funny stuff. Uh, yeah, it's. I remember when we got the no snag anchor snag.
Yeah. You know, Doc, you and I went out to make a video for guys that wanted to know how to use an anchor ball.
That didn't work out so well.
And we ended up losing a new anchor because that never snag. And I've told Mike about this 2 or 3 times. He makes a great anchor. And we had that thing for nearly a year and never used it. And we used it down there, and man, I was impressed. You drop that thing in, and it stuck right now. There was no messing around, no dragging. And
it had to drop in a hole or something.
Right in that revetment or something.
Yeah, it should have come right out backwards. It didn't come out. It didn't do nothing.
We couldn't get it out. End up losing the anchor, having to cut Doc's rope.
I had to, because I had the ball. I wasn't going to lose the ball.
No,
we had to pull up to it, and I had to lean over the boat. I remember Lynn being all in a panic because, she was saying, "Don't you fall out of this thing." I said, "No, I'm not going to fall out, but I'm not going to let it take my ball." And finally, ball up to the boat. You maneuvered the boat up to the ball, and then I reached down under the water and cut that rope. And it was 5/8 inch rope, so it wasn't the easiest thing to cut. Especially when you're in about 4.5 mile an hour current.
And we never did get the video made.
No, we never got the video made. I felt so bad after losing the anchor.
Oh man. Yeah, you know what? I was so impressed with that anchor, and I've got some pretty good anchors. We always got good anchors because you never know when you got to have one. And if you need to get stuck, you got to get stuck. And I keep good anchors, but I was so impressed with that. I called Mike up and told him what had happened and bought another one. And we lost it at Carruthersville last year. We hadn't used it but 4 or 5 times, and it got hung. And I was trying to get it tied off, and the current was smoking. And Cindy was trying to take the boat up a little bit, and we run out of rope. She didn't get in the throttle quick enough, and I had to turn loose the rope because it was burning my hands, and lost that one too. And so that name he has for them, Never Snag, that is not. They'll hang, baby. I'm telling you right now, they'll stick.
They're good anchor.
Yeah, they're a great product.
Let's see, Doc. I remember the earlier video you did on your boat setup and walk around. How long did you have that boat? I had the ProCat 240 for 10 years. Lynn bought that thing for me for my retirement. We had all kinds of plans that we were going to do together after I retired, and the good Lord evidently figured he needed an angel more than I needed a boat. So
Michael Malott says that Rebet but at Memphis ate his anchor. No snag don't work in that. I mean, they'll hook up now. And it might not have just been that anchor, but whatever it was hung on, we went every direction.
Oh man, we tried everything.
We had a 300 horse on the back of that thing.
And we pulled the nose down on it.
We pulled the nose down further than we probably should have, trying to get it broke loose. And that rope wasn't breaking out. That was a great rope.
Oh, no,
It was not coming loose. But it's that was one of them things, But if we'd have had
Brittany got that added to Catfish Weekly if anybody wants to read on it.
Oh, okay. Brittany added that to the Catfish Weekly public page?
The public page.
Okay, great. Thank you, Brittany.
Wow. Have you heard where the 2 other locations for the conference will be?
I have not. I've heard speculations, but no confirmations yet. And I'm sure when Steve gets them locked down solid, he will let everybody know. But as of now, the only thing I've heard is speculations, and I'm not going to start the rumor mill about where it may or may not, the other 2 may or may not be. If Steve lets me know and says, hey, would you announce this, I'll be happy to do it for him. He knows that. I'll help him with anything I can, but I'm not going to guess or go by what someone has told me they think is going to happen, because that would be starting rumors. And we have way too much drama in catfishing now for me to be starting up any more of it.
Daniel Ishmael. I will be going to Texoma. I'm going to be fishing with Steve and Lisa Douglas. And then I think I'm fishing with Lyle and Cindy on in the 20. Is that 2020, Lyle?
Depends on which one you're talking about, Doc.
Well, I'm fishing the one this year, and then we had talked about fishing the one next year.
That's fine. I didn't know if you was talking about the Cat Masters down at Possum Kingdom.
Well, I'm going to fish that one this year with Steve Douglas and Lisa.
Okay, Possum Kingdom, you're fishing with Steve and Lisa. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm fishing with you guys in 2020, I think.
At Texoma.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Is that two different lakes?
Yes, Texoma is a huge lake that's on the border of Texas and Oklahoma. And Possum Kingdom is, if I remember correctly, an hour or two outside of Dallas area.
That's Texas and Arkansas, isn't it, or something?
No, it's just Texas.
Okay.
It's just Texas. Beautiful area. I've seen some beautiful pictures of that place. But, yeah, it'll be a great time. Yeah, I did not know you was fishing PK with Steve and Lisa. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Lisa might have to thump you guys to get out of hand on that boat. She ain't very big, but I bet she can get mad.
Yeah, well, you're going to see two old school guys that have been around a long time trying to pull some fish. So
that'd be a lot of fun.
It'll be fun.
Absolutely.
Originally, I was scheduled to fish it with Lisa Hill, but Lisa has moved and she's not going to be fishing that tournament. Okay. So I contacted Steve and asked him if I could fish with him. He said, by all means, so.
That's sweet. Be a good time.
Yeah.
Be a good time. Now, see there, I wouldn't start the rumor mills and Dieter stir in the pot. I promise you, I would be amazed if it was anywhere near New York City or Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's catfish capital of the world.
Yeah, I don't see none of that happening. Jerry Dillard, it's okay if you're late. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, we really didn't have anything planned for tonight because we've been having some issues with this new program.
Oh, man.
And we just said, I know you guys like the guests, and me and we know that you love to listen to Lyle and I talk about things. So, so you guys get us for another week.
Yep, that's for sure. And but like I say, once this is all set up and everything's done, Doc, it's going to be so nice, and everybody's going to enjoy it. And then it's just a matter of getting the hang of how to switch everything back and forth, and not forgetting to switch everything back and forth.
It's fun to stir the pot. Yes,
and I've got the new computer. Everything is great on it. We're sitting here on the old computer running this at 98%, and that's why we can't do everything with this computer that this program is capable of doing, just simply because it's not capable of running unless you run it in the danger zone all the time. It gets overheated and it causes issues. But trust me, this new one, it won't have any trouble doing it. It's a big boy. Doc, what do you say we spin the Rig Wrap prize wheel one more time? Cindy, give me another number.
2.
2 again? 1, 2, and the winner is Chad Logsdon, Logsdon. Congratulations, Chad.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you didn't wait for me, did you?
No.
That's all right. I made it in time. I'm getting faster at it. Hooker's Terminal Tackle. Chad, if you'll contact James R. Wood at Hooker's Terminal Tackle, tell him you was a winner on the Rig Wrap prize wheel game on Catfish Weekly. You won yourself some Reaper hooks. He will send them out to you. Congratulations. And James, thank you so much for everything you do for us. We appreciate it more than you'll know. James has had 2 spots on our prize wheel, Doc. for a long, long time, and we've given away a lot of Hooker's Terminal Tackle products, and we thank him for that.
Okay, Daniel, are you going to Texoma with Lyle? Okay, Lyle, help me out. Which place is it?
Texoma is the one in January.
Okay. Yes, I'm going with Lyle and Cindy in January.
And we're going to have a good time. We will have a good time. We'll be
Hopefully
live.
by then you'll be in your Stormcat.
I hope so. We'll see how that works out.
If not, then we'll be in the Illumicraft.
I love that Illumicraft, but I'm really, really excited about getting that Stormcat. It's really cool. Put a note by the switch. It doesn't quite work that way, James, or Mike, but that's a great idea. Are we giving away anything from Rig Wrap tonight? I think it's long overdue.
Glenn's not on the program tonight.
Glenn's not in chat. He's not anywhere.
We'd love to give his stuff away. We'd like for him to be here.
I really would. I mean, I probably could do that without him pinching my head off completely. But Glenn is working really hard on some cool stuff that he's got coming out. And I will tell you guys, one of the products that he talked about here a while back during our show, he got the samples in from that today, and he was really, really excited when they got there. And I know that's going to be a great thing. But he's got a lot of new stuff that he's working on, and I am excited for him. Glenn is such a great guy. He works so hard. He helps so many people do so many different things. But I do like to give his stuff away because, not that it bothers him, because I don't think it really it really bothers him. I just like to write him about it, and I know there's a whole bunch of other people that like to write him about it too. Oh, there he is. Speak of the devil. Glenn with Rig Wraps in here, just working on something. That's almost scary, isn't it, Doc? You know, since he's in here, how many people has got a bunch of Rig Wrap cases that they've got stuff tied up in and don't have anything to put them in? Anybody in chat got Rig Wrap boxes with tied up rigs in and nothing to put them in? Guess not. I guess everybody's already has got a way of keeping them or storing them. And that's okay. I was going to try to get in his pocket a little, Doc. Did he bring some Fishma stockings?
Oh, it's getting to be that time of year.
It's not too far off. Dieter says Glenn's his 9th favorite Yankee.
There's some people saying me.
Okay. I need a bigger box for my Rig Wraps. That's the delay we got, Doc, right there.
Yeah.
That's good, James. Glenn thinks you're his favorite customer, or his #1 customer.
No, I think his wife is.
This is a storage container for Rig Wraps, and you can strap it onto your rail of your boat, or it comes with suction cups that goes in the bottom of it. I don't know if you see those holes or not, but those suction cups go up in the bottom of it, and we've actually stuck them on the dash of that Illumicraft, and they've been on there for weeks and weeks at a time and travel up and down the road and never come off. And I will give this to the first person that types in the correct name of the city that Glenn lives in.
Oh, I don't know it.
Well, I do. The first person that types, hey, Kim and Matthew, hey, how you doing? The first person that types in the correct city that Glenn from Rig Wrap lives in, I will ship this to you.
Say hi, Matthew, your grandson.
Hi, Matthew. How you doing, buddy? My grandson is in the chat tonight.
Good. Is that under Kim Stokes?
Yep, that's Matthew, Tony's oldest son. Smart little devil, man. Big for his age.
Saragossa, is that it?
Nope.
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Travis
Chad
did.
Wall, you are the winner.
No, Travis
Oh,
Davis.
somebody beat him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chad
Okay.
Wall said Liverpool.
No.
Travis Davis said Jupiter.
Okay, Travis Davis, you are the winner. It is Jupiter, Florida. And he goes down and fishes in the Jupiter Inlet. And anybody that does much Florida fishing, they will understand that. If you watch and follow Glenn at all, when he was setting up the 360 camera that he's got, he went down to the Jupiter Inlet, and that's where he done the testing on that 360 camera.
Yeah, that was cool.
It really was. It really was. Great guy. Glenn is just a super nice guy.
Wasn't it cold up here?
It was cold. It was cold here, but it wasn't cold down there.
Right, yeah, it was cold here, and he's out there in shorts and stuff, and sitting there killing us.
Dieter says Jupiter Inlet will kill you. I don't know about that. And he originally is from Buffalo, New York, but he lives in Jupiter, Florida. I mean, you got to give it to the guy. After all these years, he still roots for the Buffalo Bills. Hey, Tony Caton. Had a really good conversation with Tony last night. He called me. We had the greatest time visiting about stuff. And, man, it was just awesome to get to talk to him, because usually we don't. You're right, KB. You're right. But, you know, anybody that can root for the Buffalo Bills all them years, it's got, you know, and them never winning, it's got to be like being a Cubs fan. Don't you think? I have to ask. Oops.
I'm taking care of it.
Okay, Cindy's got it.
Take care of it, Cindy.
Yep, atta girl. We're not gonna have that. We got too many kids in here. That's right, Bill. That poor guy is right. Oh man, but yeah, that was cool. He done that shot down there where he's setting that 360 up, and he was doing 3 different positions. And yeah, Doc, you and I was cold, but Glenn, he had a short sleeve shirt on down there, and he just having a big time.
Yeah, that thing was scanning along the beach. The beach was all white.
Yep.
The rocks were all white.
Uh-oh.
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls. Doc, I got to tell you, you remember here a while back I told you that Cindy had made them cinnamon rolls for when Mindy from Fishing for Freedom was going to come down here. She's going to stop by on her way home, and she didn't cook them all. It's a good thing she froze them, put some of them in the freezer.
Tell Matthew I said hi.
Nana says hi, Matthew. I went into the freezer the other day and I grabbed something and I felt it break in my hand. I thought, oh no, what have I done? And it was a package of cinnamon rolls all froze up, ready to be cooked. But did I get them? No, did not.
They're in the freezer.
They are in the freezer, but one of these days I know they're there. We'll have to smoke them babies out and warm them up and see how good they are. I'm sure they're awesome. All right. How about a tip of the week tonight, Doc?
All right, Doc's tip of the week. Let's see. One of the things that has happened before to me, and I know it's happened before to other people, is on your kill switches, you've got that little fork thing that, you know, goes in behind the button and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, one of the problems is those things don't float. You know, if it goes over the side of the boat, for whatever reason, it doesn't float. So what I recommend is putting a float, you know, like one of the regular floats for the keys and stuff like that. Put a float of some kind on that unit. So if it does go over the side, at least you can retrieve it. So, because they will sink, and when they sink, you know, you're not going to get your engine started until you get something up underneath there that's about the same thickness and width that thing is at. So
that is correct.
You know, you want to make sure that you put some kind of float on that thing along with a float on your keys for your ignition. So, and that's Doc's tip for the night.
That's a great tip.
Look at Tony Caton just right above that black. See it?
Yep. Oh, Tony, I had such a great time visiting with you last night. It was awesome.
No.
Well, I haven't
Right
got to
there.
that yet.
Okay.
Let's give away our very first trolling rod when it comes out, with much help from Zach Royce. So, Tony, did you want to give one of those away now and then ship it when they come out, or is that what you was wanting to do? That sounds like a good deal.
Either that or we wait till the next show and we talk it up for everybody.
Yeah. Tony and I talked about everything from fishing rods to a lot of other stuff last night. And I know that they're working on several new projects, and good for them.
Yep. He said, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, Doc. Are you loaded up in...
I'm getting there.
I thought you might be. Thank you, Tony. Tony and Caleb with Big Cat Fever Rods, they do a lot of good stuff for our viewers. We appreciate it so much, and I know that everybody that watches the show enjoys that, and it's awesome that you would do that for us. We appreciate it. Jerry Dillard, did someone say free rod? Jerry. Oh, man. When we get to Texas, Jerry, we got to sit down and have a conflab with you sitting beside us. We're going to have a blast.
All right, you ready, Lyle?
I am. Pick me out a winner, Doc.
Okay, and the winner is Kyle Rutt. R-U-T-T. Kyle Rutt.
Kyle Rutt. Congratulations, Kyle. You just contact Tony or Caleb at Big Cat Fever Rod and email them at Big Cat Fever Rod and tell them you was a winner. Don't post it on Facebook or none of that stuff. You email Big Cat Fever Rod. You can put Tony's name on it or Caleb's. There's a lady, and I've forgotten what her name is, that takes care of that also. Maybe Tony will put that in here for us. But you contact them through email, tell them you was a winner on Catfish Weekly, and they will hook you up with one of their brand new design rods that's coming out, and it'll be awesome, I'm quite sure. I want to say Angela, but I'm not sure that's right. So just
Cliff Miller.
You just email them at Tony Caton at Big Cat Fever or Big Cat Fever Rods. Ashley, ASHLIEGH, and tell at Big Cat Fever Rods, and they will.
Kyle's right there. He said he's already put in there. Thanks so much, Tony.
All right, there you go, Kyle. Congratulations, and thank you so much for watching our show. Tony and Caleb, thank you guys for everything you do. We appreciate it much.
And we appreciate it, Tony.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, people just don't realize. I mean, we're talking about a rod that is well over $100.
Oh, yeah.
And we just gave it away right here on
Catfish Weekly. Out of the blue, and that's kind of the way they roll, Doc.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Great bunch of guys with some good products, and they're super good for the sport. And be looking for some stuff to come from Big Cat Fever. I think you guys will be impressed. I know that I was. Like I say, Tony and I had a wonderful visit last night. And, you know, he keeps promising, Doc, that he's going to get and do a show with us when we're on a remote somewhere. And I know he's going to one of these days.
We've been trying for years.
I have been trying for years. He said he was going to do it last year and got tied up and didn't get to. But you know, great guy. And we've had Caleb on the show a couple of times. Another super nice guy. They just do wonderful things, and we're all proud of them for everything that they've accomplished. Well, Doc, anything else you can think of we need to go over tonight?
No, sir. It's been a good night. We've got 70 thumbs up. We appreciate that. Do we have anybody on the show next week, Lyle?
Not yet. I'm not putting any guests on. The first guest that we'll have once we get this program, we're going to test the program out with Landon Huggins as soon as we get it going. It's just we want to make it. We want it to be correct and everything to work like it's supposed to. We're getting there. We've got a bunch of it done, but like I say, this is extensive enough that I have to have help to do it. It's over my pay scale, and I've got some really good guys helping me, and we're going to get it done. But when we bring it out, we want it to be done the way it's supposed to be. And I'd almost forgot how to hook this stuff up. I had to get help to get it working from last week to this week, so you can imagine with all the other stuff going on how much of an issue it is. But it's going to be great, and once we get everything set up and we find out that we get all the bugs worked out of it, look out Facebook, where we're going to be doing them both.
Yeah, Palomino Cats, this is a very comfortable shirt. It's made of material I've never had before. It's real lightweight. It's real cool. So I appreciate you sending me that. It definitely a really good shirt.
Absolutely. Cindy and I got ours. The mail didn't get them out of the mail until late, so we'll probably wear ours next week. They look amazing, and I can't wait to try it on. But with the hassle we had going on tonight, it just wasn't in the cards for tonight.
We were lucky to get the show up.
But we had a great time. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thanks to all our sponsors for helping us give away all these prizes and everything. We appreciate it. Tony and Caleb, thank you again. Big Cat Fever. It's great of you to give away one of your new rods, not even on the market yet. So that's really cool. Stay tuned, everybody. Next Monday night at 7 o'clock, Doc and Lyle, Cindy back here on Catfish Weekly. Thanks for watching.